Hi, my name is Tony Figaji, and I am the head of pediatric neurosurgery at the University of Cape Town. I work at the Red Cross Children's Hospital for our pediatric work, and also at Groote Hospital, known for where Chris Bonner did the first heart transplant, and at our Neurosciences Institute, all of which are affiliated with the University of Cape Town. For those of you who are familiar with the iconic view of Cape Town across the bay, with Table Mountain in the center, flanked by Devil's Peak and Lion's Head, the main campus of the university is located just behind the mountain, largely in forested land on the back slopes of Table Mountain. I think it's one of the most beautiful locations for a university in the world, in my admittedly biased opinion, of course. More importantly for this message, though, I am the chair of the scientific program for the World Congress of Neurosurgery under the auspices of the WFNS, which we are hosting in Cape Town over December 4 to 8. Now, this is an unofficial message that I have done in my personal capacity because I want to tell you about the meeting. If you don't know the WFNS, the World Federation of Neurosurgical Societies, this is what you need to know. It is the largest and most representative group of neurosurgeons across the world. As such, of course, it suffers from all the challenges of an international organization, with all the difficulties of finding a common voice across different geographical regions, socioeconomic conditions, linguistic and cultural barriers. Still, if we truly want to change the world, this is how we have to do it. It is our best chance to advocate for neurosurgery at the highest level internationally, such as the World Health Assembly and the United Nations, and to be most effective in harmonizing education opportunities for our trainees, to share the surgical insights we've learned, and to develop large, effective, and representative research collaborations across the world. Now, in its 70-year history, the formal meeting of the WFNS has only been in Africa once, in Morocco, and never in sub-Saharan Africa, which is quite remarkable. This massive landmass of more than 1 billion people, this place where modern humans came from, for the first time we will host the meeting, and we are incredibly excited to do so right here in Cape Town. We have hosted many neurosurgical meetings here, and we always have a great time. We truly enjoy both the academic and social interactions that come with hosting respected colleagues and good friends in our hometown. For those of you who have already been to Cape Town, I am fairly confident you will be excited to return. For those of you who have never been, this has to be on your bucket list. It is regularly on the top 10 list of international destinations to see, very often at the number 1 spot. And what I love most about Cape Town is the fact that there is so much variety in such a compact space. It is right at the southern tip of the continent, a peninsula flanked by the Atlantic Ocean on the one side and the Indian Ocean on the other, and there's something for everyone. Whether you are interested in history, or botany, or beaches, or adventure sports, or great food, or great wine from vineyards that have been around for hundreds of years. And of course, it's close to some of the most fantastic safari parks of the world. It's going to be an amazing meeting. We already have over 350 invited speakers from 91 different countries, including some of the great names in neurosurgery, and 1,300 submitted abstracts. It's going to be incredibly dynamic, and we're hoping for a landmark meeting in neurosurgery where we can set new agendas as global collaborative efforts for the future that we truly hope you can be part of. If you are not yet registered for the meeting, you have to do so. It's absolutely not something you can miss. But we have chosen as a theme for the meeting the concept of Ubuntu. For those of you who don't know about Ubuntu, I'm not referring to the Linux software that has been named after it. Originally, it is an African philosophy, popularized by such major figures as the late Archbishop Desmond Tutu, winner of the Nobel Peace Prize. And it can be roughly translated as, I am because we are. It is the idea that we find ourselves in each other. In each other we find our common humanity. And as Desmond Tutu used to say, we may think that we live our lives independently of each other, but our destinies are inextricably linked. What you do affects me. What I do affects you. And what we do together affects our environment.
I think most of you have a sense that people today seem to be more polarized now than ever before. And it seems we are living in a time where we need a message like this more than ever. And I like to think that Africa is a great place to hear it. I'm always intrigued by how people think about their heritage, where they come from, and who their people are. Because more often than not, it seems to me that people think of their heritage in terms of where their grandparents or great-grandparents came from, at best a few generations ago. But of course, that is genetically quite arbitrary. It has no scientific validity to it because it depends on how far back you follow that line. If you follow that line far back enough, you come back to your actual heritage right here in sub-Saharan Africa, the cradle of humankind. This is where your people came from. These are the forests and the savanna that they roamed. These are the mountains that they climbed. These the beaches that they explored and fished. And this is where we find our common humanity. In that sense, you all have African heritage. It's just that some of you have clearly been away for a very long time. I believe our meeting is a great time for you to come back, to explore your true homeland, and join with us in ushering in a new era for our neurosurgical community across the world. I am very much looking forward to seeing you in Cape Town.